What's up, YouTube? It's your boy JP's on the keys, and there's two Easy Back review today. And we got some more wrestling. I figured, Sunday we're chilling. I figured I'd watch some wrestling. Bruiser Brody versus Patera. I actually did a lot of research. I already knew a little bit about both of these guys before I saw this match. I knew Bruiser Brody. He was very, he definitely did not break kayfabe. He was a very volatile character in the ring, and he was outside of the ring. Like, sometimes he would hit people, like, unplanned. He would intentionally hurt people. So I guess he kind of had a little heat backstage. Then he gets killed at a Puerto Rican event by a Puerto Rican wrestler. And some reason, the two guys who were there, who witnessed him hold the knife after Brody is on the floor dying, they don't get, once they inquire about the trial for the Jose Gonzalez, the guy who basically murdered Bruiser Brody. Oh, the trial is already done and over with. So that's already kind of fishy. All the circumstances around his death are kind of fishy. Oh, I did it in self-defense. But I mean, like I said, you're in your home country, so maybe they could have been more sympathetic. And I know a lot about Patera. He was a strong man. He was a power lifter in the Olympics. He did compete in World's Strongest Man before he went to wrestling. And I know he did hold the Intercontinental Championship at one point. But let's watch this match. I've never really seen Bruiser Brody wrestle. I've seen a little bit of Patera. I've heard a lot of things about how good Bruiser Brody was in the ring. So let's see.
The place is alive with the electric.
Why is he built like that? Yo, that man got muscles on top of muscles on top of muscles.
Electricity of Bruiser Brody and add a
oh my
dash
God,
of
he got
Patera,
muscles on top of muscles
and you have
on top
the catalyst
of muscles,
that is
top of muscles.
likely to turn this ring upside down. There's the Bruiser as he surveys.
He looked huge. Bruiser Brody was like 6'8", 300 pounds too. He's huge.
Patera. There's the bell that they've been waiting for. Brody, who has really thrown a shot into Texas wrestling since his return, is prepared to go all
His
out
physique
against
is crazy.
Patera or anybody else, as Brody puts it. Anybody else who can or wants to stand up to him and give and take punishment. So Patera does the crowding. Patera
they do a lot more storytelling in these matches back in the 80s. A lot more storytelling, not so much for big moves.
But when you start talking about power, just remember that Brody is the kind of a guy who exudes the man-to-man strength that is necessary in this kind of a scrap. There is a grudging respect apparent between these two men, in spite of the fact that they have no respect at all for each other. But they surely respect what either man is capable of doing. Patera trying to pursue Brody and follow up on his advantage. And can now, with that powerful arm of his wrapped around the head of Brody, finds that it doesn't do any good.
What you gonna do? What is he going? What move? What's he doing? What's he gonna do?
And now it's being done to him. The Bruiser has thus tried to humiliate Patera.
I thought he was gonna throw him off the
turnbuckle.
turnbuckle.
Not accustomed to that kind of treatment. Nor is he accustomed to be informally introduced to the
that's Ric Flair level selling right there.
Patera out on the floor.
That's Ric Flair level selling right there, man.
He moves out there thinking it over. You can almost see the wheels turning as he moves from one side of the ring to the other. Brody's ready. No matter which side of the ring he uses to make his entrance, Brody is ready. Patera doing the forcing. He thinks he's well off in the corner if he can bottle Brody up. Quick switch.
Okay, Irish whip. Irish whip, back body drop. I like that.
Patera, with that magnificently muscled physique of his, pounded into the canvas, and now the big foot of Bruiser Brody trying to stomp it right through the canvas. Brody outside. and he takes Patera with him, looking around for a place to throw him. He's searching for a ring, no, the chair, the steps.
The steps
leading up into the ring.
He hit the ring. His head did not hit the steps.
The steps.
His head
the
did not hit
steps
the
leading
steps.
up into the ring. And now one of the ropes that holds the canvas in place, and he is trying to put it in the mouth of Ken Patera and to guide him around the ring there like a bit in the mouth of a horse.
Okay.
Now the big blonde Patera, angered but ready, and he wants to punish Brody before Brody can get back in the ring. The give and take. Here comes the Bruiser, and Patera moves in for a bear hug.
Okay, bear hug. See, the bear hug always looks weird when the guy is smaller than the guy he's bear hugging.
Use a bear hug, than Ken Patera.
Come on, do a belly-to-belly suplex or something.
Here's the first man in American weightlifting history to raise 500 pounds, more than 500 pounds over his head. It was one of the barriers, and Ken Patera was the man who broke it. Olympic athlete, weightlifting, a top-notch professional in wrestling. Oh, how he laid it in there, how he blasted him that time.
Is he bleeding?
Patera cinching up, shortening those arms,
is
putting
Brody
the squeeze
bleeding?
on, and the crowd screaming for Ken Patera, and Patera is more anxious to bruise Brody's back than he is to listen to the crowd.
Okay, snapmare, like a little judo
but not
takedown.
for long. And Brody responds in typical Brody fashion. He finds a soft spot. He lays it in there, and a crotch hold, a lift, a slam.
Okay, body slam.
Listen to those Brody fans.
Knee drop.
On top is Brody. There's one, there's two, just two. And Patera managed to get that shoulder up and keep the count from tolling all the way. 5 minutes have gone by, and Brody's big, broad foot caught Patera first in the face and then the side of the head. There's the count. There's one, there's two, and again, Patera with that massive barrel-like chest of his was able to shoot Brody out of the way. And it was Patera, too, who brought Brody out onto the Coliseum floor, and
no DQ?
Patera
I guess it's
muscled
no
that
DQ.
chair into his head. And here is Brody's response. He ripped across the face of Ken
This is no
Patera.
DQ.
And now it's Brody, having been taught the value of a chair, decided he was going to bring one in, but he lost it on the way. And we've got Ken Patera hanging on to Brody by beard and chin and hair, and hanging for sure, forcing that foot down into the throat of Bruiser Brody. We warned you when this started that Patera was the catalyst that set the electricity of Brody going. But that was a shocker for Bruiser Brody. The drop in there. Patera on top. 1, 2, and close. You can't give Brody enough punishment to stun him. When you get him going, he's going to bounce right back and clobber you, and that's what he's doing to Ken Patera right now. As he gets over Patera, he's able to pound down on the big strong man and to lay that wallop into the top of his head, over the eyes, to pound down on it. And Bruiser Brody was kicked backwards into referee Eric Manheimer. And Manheimer had all of Brody's
I've never seen the referee grab the wrestler like that to separate him. I've never seen
that.
And
here is Ken Patera trying to follow it up.
Okay, double
follow
down.
it up is one thing, but here we have Patera halfway out of the ring, and that's Tank Patton. And Tank Patton pushes. He pushed Patera in and handed him the chair, and the referee is down flat on his face, and Brody is catching it from...
I think it's how was that a sneak with the chair if the ref already saw y'all hit each other with chairs?
Tank Patton.
It can't be a DQ then.
Here comes Big Bobby Duncan. Bobby Duncan coming down here to try to do something about restoring law and order. The fans are telling Bobby Duncan what happened with Patera and the chair. And Tank is at the ringside. But now, here comes referee Nick Kozak, who has refereed some of the matches tonight. And as Patera takes a full Nelson, Eric Manheimer just barely gets up to his feet. And Brody's in trouble.
When did he jig himself?
Nick Kozak is down at ringside trying to keep law and order on the outside. And Brody is in deadly serious trouble here as the full Nelson of one of the strongest men in the world bears down on the back of his neck. And the fans are screaming for Brody, whose head is bleeding. He got clobbered with that chair. And listen to the tremendous noise as this hold is applied. The fans screaming, "Come on, Brody." Brody is doing well to have lasted as long as he has in this hold. It's a hold that Patera might not have been able to get if it hadn't been for the use of that weapon. And as Patera tries to force him down and force a capitulation, Brody backed up into the turnbuckle that time, drove Patera back into the turn, and again, he's trying to break the hold. Smart move on Brody's part. Oh, man, this time he caught him, and in comes Tank Patton up on the apron, and the referee threatening him. There's Brody, and Brody comes over to lay it in where it belongs.
That was the softest chair shot I've ever seen in my life.
Right on the head of Tank Patton. So Brody was handling two of them. Here is Bobby Duncan. And Bobby's going to turn it into a one-on-one match again. Bruiser, we've got something going on.
So it was DQ?
Sounded, but the referee has not yet
it was a DQ or interference?
What decision he has.
It was a DQ or interference?
Made, and Bruiser Brody has just
disqualified Ken Patera for disqualification.
And here comes Brody. We'll be back here in a minute.
So, okay. I guess because he had people interfering on his part to get Brody. I'm like, there's no way you can, if it's no DQ, how are they using chairs right in front of the referee? Like hitting people in the head with chairs, and the ref didn't call DQ, but then when the interference, then it's a DQ. I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. I guess I expected like big man moves, like some more slams or some suplexes or some like real heavy clotheslines or something. But I think I've noticed back in the 80s, like before the internet, like it was so much easier to keep up kayfabe in the internet. Like, but in the pre-internet days, because there wasn't somebody to leak all the results online, or it wasn't like people would talk, but you would never see these wrestlers until they hopped up on TV, or you went to a house show. You know, that you would never, you wouldn't hear about them in between the matches unless they did like some type of interview or something. You know what I mean? Like keeping up kayfabe was so much more important. It was easier back then, and I guess you got more invested in the character. You know, because everybody still wasn't. Everybody's like, you know, everybody's not so pragmatic, like, oh, wrestling is fake, da, 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 da. Like, you know, people still paid attention. People still had that, like, level of, you know, that mysticism about it. But I feel like, I'm assuming they both had a feud, but I feel like I need to see more of Bruiser. I need to see more of these guys in the ring, because that was it was kind of like a slow match. Just a lot of, just two big guys just slugging it out, just beating the hell out of each other. But thank you for watching. I really appreciate you guys for supporting my channel. Leave a like, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Turn on my post notifications if you haven't already. Thank you. Please be safe. I'm out. Peace.